Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. In today's recipe I'm going to show you how to make a very traditional dokla which is not often available in shops and restaurants and where you can just buy and eat. It's called the Khatta Dhokla. It's white in color and it's made from chana dal, rice and urad dal that is soaked together, browned and then fermented and then finally steamed to make a Khatta Dhokla. It's a very thin dokla and it's it's not like the common which is got a good height and it's thick and spongy, but this is very thin and it tastes absolutely delicious along with some green chutney. So without wasting any time, I'm going to walk you through the steps of how to make a perfect Khatta Dhokla at home. So for my Khatta Dhokla, I have my chana dal, urad dal and rice which I've soaked for close to about 4 hours, and you can even soak it overnight. The longer it soaks the better. And I have some green chilies, ginger, some curd and some salt. Now I'm ready to grind them into a nice thick batter and then put it for fermenting before we can make our Khatta Dhokla. So into the tall jar of a mixer grinder, I'm just going to go ahead and add in the chana dal. Ensure that you don't add too much water while grinding. We want a nice thick batter because we're also going to be adding dahi, which is going to add to the liquid base of the dokla batter. Okay, so first I'm going to grind these two together and then you can grind the rice. So it has to be ground in batches. Okay, notice that the dal is beautifully ground and it's nice and smooth, and this is exactly how you want it to be. Now my next step is to pour this into a bowl in which we're going to ferment, a large bowl, and then grind the rice along with the dahi, green chilies and ginger. So now into the same jar, I'm just going to go ahead and add in the rice, the ginger, green chilies, some salt, 2 tablespoons of dahi. Now we'll blend this again to make a nice smooth mixture. Pour the rice batter into the dal batter and after that give it a stir. Ensure that you mix it up well. Now I'm going to cover the batter and allow it to ferment for about 8 hours or overnight, and once it ferments and it's risen, we're ready to make our doklas. So it's been close to about 8 hours. I actually allowed it to ferment overnight, and notice how beautifully it's fermented, and you will notice these air pockets in the dokla batter, and this is exactly how you want it to be. Just give it a light stir at this stage, and now we're ready to steam our doklas in a steamer. So before we steam our doklas, I'm going to add just a little bit of oil into the batter. This will add in a little bit of softness to the dokla and make it taste really nice. So just give the oil a stir, and then after that we'll preheat our steamer, grease our dokla plates, and then begin steaming our doklas. So this is my dokla plate where I'm going to steam the doklas, and ensure that you don't fill the dokla batter to a very high thickness because it's going to rise up when it's steaming. At the same time, we want a really thin dokla. So for that, just grease your dokla plate first. I have a steamer which is filled with some water, and I'm going to go ahead and place my dokla plate in the steamer. I'm going to spoon a few ladles of the dokla batter into the plate and just spread it. So you want about a ½ inch thickness dokla after it's steamed. So these Khatta Dhoklas are extremely thin and not thick, so you want it to be thin. Great. So now this is just looking perfect. So this is about a ½ inch of the batter, and notice that I've only filled it halfway through the dokla pan. The next step, I'm going to just sprinkle it with some chili powder and then steam it on high heat for about 10 minutes until it's done completely. So it's been 10 minutes that the dokla has been steaming. Notice how beautifully it's steamed. When you actually insert a knife inside, it should come out clean, and this is just perfect. Now at this stage, I'm just going to allow it to rest for about 5 minutes till we make the tadka, and then we'll be able to cut it and then pour the tadka over it and then serve our doklas. So to begin the tadka into the preheated pan, just go ahead and add in a little bit of oil. So once the oil is heated, I'm going to add in the mustard seeds. We'll add in the sesame seeds, also known as the till. I'm going to add the green chilies and some curry leaves, which I'm going to tear it up, and some hing. Just give the tadka a stir, allow the mustard seeds and sesame seeds to crackle, and the green chilies to sort of roast a little bit in the oil, and our tadka is ready, and I'm going to be pouring it over the doklas. Once we cut them, serve them on a plate. Okay, and you can also do like a vagarela dokla, where you can add the dokla pieces into this tadka and just toss it all together, and it will taste really nice as well. Just cut the doklas once it's slightly cooled down into diamonds or squares as per the size that you would like to serve. So notice how thin these doklas are, and this is exactly how you want the doklas to be. So now I'm just going to go ahead and place it on my serving platter, put the tadka, and then ready to serve these doklas along with some green chutney. So I hope you enjoyed watching the recipe of how to make the Khatta Dhokla. It makes a perfect breakfast, or you can have it for lunch or a snack, or even for dinner. A lot of times we simply have it for dinner and then end it along with a tall glass of chash or lassi to make a perfect meal. So do give this recipe a try, and when you do, don't forget to share your feedback in the comments below. Take a snapshot of it and tag us across all your social channels, and I would love to hear from you. So until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.